Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Vechain, taking a look at that recent price action and what I think is going on and what I think is going to happen next. Now as I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, guys, you are missing a trick. Check it out, linked in the description below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, but it's the first place that we go to as well to let you know of everything that's going on in the crypto space. So keep a finger on the pulse of crypto by joining us down in the Discord server. Right, let's just get right down into this thing. Right, we'll keep it nice and brief. Just give you a brief update as to kind of what's going on here with the price action of Vechain's VET token. Let's go and make this a little bit clearer. So it's a little bit messy here, to be fair, but we are going to just tidy some of this stuff up just so you can easily see exactly kind of what's going on. At least it makes sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to you, join us down in Discord or check out Cheeky School, also linked in the description below, where we talk about some of these things in a bit more detail. But essentially here we have the three-wave structural point to the downside. We have the micro structures also going off on the inside here. And we are still targeting down slightly lower, right, between 1.475 cent and 1.667 cent. Okay, so we still know that we're heading down into these ranges. There is a slightly higher range, the one that's going to be a little bit better for dollar cost averaging, kind of remove some of the stress of trying to snipe anything out. This is going to be 1.299 cent to 1.875 cent, okay? So it goes up a little bit higher, and you can see that we're edging our way down there now. Now we're just taking a look at this on the macro level. This is a daily chart, and we'll take a look at the weekly positioning as well. We don't really need to go down lower than this on the time frame side of things. For dollar cost averaging, we just need to get a good idea as to kind of where those structures are going. Well, there's loads of micro movements going down on the smaller time frames, and really the macro one's all that's needed here at the moment. Now, we know that there's going to be a break to the upside at some point, okay, because there is still this possible scenario where Vechain does come down a little bit deeper, right? But we can't just go straight there. You have to have rallies. We have to kind of have relief rallies at points, right? And we can see that on our stochastic RSI, we're looking primed for a bit of a move to the upside. So we're almost ready. Not there yet, but we're almost ready for a bit of a rally, okay? So dollar cost averaging seems to be the right idea here. Now, when we kind of zoom in on this just a little bit, we can kind of see that we have this interesting structure coming down here. We don't have a clear bead on this daily chart as to kind of exactly what kind of structure is emerging. Is this 3 waves? Is it 5 waves? Are we doing a zigzag pattern? Are we impulsive? These kind of things. So I'm just going to roll this down to a 12-hour, and we still don't get clarity around here. So we'll jump it into a 4-hour, and here we can see some interesting structures that have emerged, right? We do have 5-wave counts and things going on down here. I'm just going to tidy out some of the noise going on in there. So we can see that we had this move, but we have an overlap in here, so that's not great. So if we take a look again from this high, we don't have a good structure. We're kind of just moving down quite a bit. So it looks to me like we came down in 3 waves here. Possibly even, we could argue maybe this is WXYXZ to this point here. It doesn't, to me, look like we have a 5-wave structure to kind of go off. So interestingly enough, let me just check these highs just to make sure. I'm pretty certain this wick is lower than these. So this is 2659, and this high here is 2659. Oh, 2659. 2660. So that one there should just push up a little bit higher. That creates an invalidation for the 5-wave count. So we know it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that kind of stuff. So it to me just looks very corrective on this move down. We do have an interesting structure here, but again, we've got overlap. So again, I'm not too concerned about those things. It did look like it was going to go impulsive, but failed to do so. Within there. So thinking of this as a big WXYXZ kind of corrective structure, taking us down a little bit deeper. So our ranging here seems to be pretty decent. Now we want to be thinking about maybe double bottom, could be falling short here. We are kind of currently on that 618 area, that 0.618 fib level. So this range is going to be of interest to us, because if we do get reversal here, we could just stop this little mini structure short of going on a 1-to-1. And again, in fact, you know, if we actually do reflect on the fact that we didn't push up as high as we wanted to, and I pushed that right there, we can actually see we're more on the 50. In fact, we're not on the 618 just yet. So it could be that the 618 here is the area that we find support. And if we look at this and we take this high point right, low point right here, we can see how those two things come together quite nicely. So double bottom is a potential option. within here, so we want to be a little bit aware of that. But ultimately, we are looking to move down into these kind of lower ranges, look for the dollar cost averaging, even if we do have a small rally here. And I say small, it'll be small on the chart, but probably a good 20 or so % in price action. So it could be worth it if we're looking to trade and things like that on the Vechain side of things. But from an Elliott wave theory point of view, it looks like we're progressing nicely towards our targeted ranges, but nothing moves in straight lines. So just prepare ourselves for a little bit of volatility within the price action. Now, from a smart money concepts point of view, you can kind of see also a nice, neat, tidier version of what I was just talking about with this move coming down more towards those kind of neat ranges, but I don't think we're necessarily going to go straight there. Let me just go ahead and do the cross-reference and checking. I want to make sure that everything here is as we would expect it to be, and we know that we have a high here at 5.9 and 6.0, so I'll just push that to 6.1, and we can see right down here, yeah, that would be right about there. So down at the bottom, 1.403 to 1.589, that's where we're heading. Now, what else do we see within our chart here? Well, we do see that we have a weak low and we have a strong high. We have a fair value gap in here just below equilibrium. Okay, we are in a bearish state of play at a macro level, and we have minor bearish state of plays as well. So everything does look like it has to move down a bit here. Ultimately, there might be a little bit of a relief rally up towards equilibrium, grab that fair value gap, and then continue on our move to the downside. So think of it like this. From an Elliott wave theory point of view, maybe we come down here, hit a double bottom, we bounce up, take out the fair value gap, and then come down into our actual range for accumulation. Okay, so smart money concepts and Elliott wave theory are kind of aligned here. We can see major resistance on the 200 daily EMA. You can also see that on the 50 daily EMA. We can see that our fair value gap is right up here at a little bit higher at 2.431. To 2.527, just below equilibrium. We do see ourselves with all of these red blocks right here. These are your internal sell order blocks. So again, all that is looking like selling pressure is mounting, whereas there is very little or none that can be seen here from a buying point of view. You've got your discounted range, but I think that's a weak low, so we're likely to lose that. And obviously we have our targeted range that's slightly deeper in the price chart. So all that is looking pretty good for the accumulation of VET, if we're still looking to do so, which, you know, maybe I will. Maybe I'll buy some more Vechain. I don't know. I've been buying a few different things recently. Vechain, I've got a pretty good position on. Maybe I'll add to it. I don't know. Haven't fully decided yet. From our weekly time frame, we can see that we have been heavily rejected from the 50 and 200 EMA. Okay, this happened over here in February 2023. And we also got the cross. So the short term, the 50 EMA, crosses below the long term 200 EMA. And again, that would deem negative as well. Okay, we can see that we are still looking very nice and aggressive for a move to the upside. We are looking, you know, some pretty decent levels as well in the future here. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how those things do play out. Depending on how low we go, if we have already bottomed, which is possible, possibly not, then we can see that we do have ranges here a little bit higher. If we do come down more towards that kind of 1.5 cent range, which is kind of where I'm kind of, you know, 1.4, actually, yeah, 1.4 to 1.5. So I'll put this on the 1.4. We can still see, you know, that range that I was talking about the other day, right up here between $2.50 and $8, although that is highly unlikely to occur unless, of course, we see very, very significant reasons for supply of VET to get locked up and an increase in demand. Now, with VUSD and some of the fundamental things going on and more dApps and a thriving ecosystem that contains NFTs and DeFi, and, you know, not, you know, even outside of your standard kind of supply chain stuff, maybe there is going to be a reason for supply to get locked up and for demand to increase. Possibly, maybe we'll have a good surge that way. I think the future is bright for Vechain. It's definitely one of the few blockchain ecosystems out there that I am, you know, fully behind, because it just makes sense. Makes sense to everything that they're doing and the way that they're doing it. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how everything kind of does unfold in that kind of regard. Obviously, we want to be really aware that there's going to be some key areas on that journey to the upside. And like we often say on this channel, when you're dollar cost averaging into the market, you probably want to be dollar cost averaging out of the market. Don't just have one single price point that may never get hit. Slowly work your way out like you've worked your way in. This is something that the whales do, and we should all really adopt such a strategy, in my opinion. But that's all it is, just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I personally see it and how I personally approach things. I'm going to leave this video right there. If you have found it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way though, guys, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.